on top. But here is
This is
MC.
going to be very disastrous.
And he's losing the dropship as well as the Marauder. Basically the same thing that happened to him when he played you.
Well, it's slightly different in the sense that my stalkers were just there and he flew into it and died. But MC he made like he made a little trap. He put his stalkers at exactly the right distance.
So that he couldn't see it. And
so that he couldn't see it and he could get exactly the 2.5 hits of volleys which he needed with the stalkers. Beautifully played by MC. I like his strategy choice, the quick observer. He's going to shut down this kind of play pretty well. And at this point, Cass must be feeling really uncomfortable. His expansion is only just finishing. Not that far behind, actually. Not that far behind Protoss, but he is about 7-8 workers behind, and that's a few more than the usual amount of workers Terran is behind. Also considering he doesn't have a second orbital command yet, so he's probably going to fall a little bit more behind, be about 10 workers behind, and then he lost 10 foot of units. So,
and he's probably feeling a lot of pressure right now. We have, in the meantime, the Protoss player going for the Blink Stalkers, and I have to say that Blink Stalkers are one of my favorite units of Protoss players. You use them to as much as possible, as we could see in the last games, especially against Morrow. And with a decent micro, Blink Stalkers are just amazing. We saw Cass using them in the Protoss mirror match against Joe as well, and his micro was just insane with those Blink Stalkers. So I think Cass will be in a lot of trouble if MC is actually able to show off that micro.
But I think Blink Stalker versus Terran in a direct combat is not all that useful, because it pretty much goes faster than you can blink them away when Marauders kill Stalkers. I think the real...
Especially with the stim pack.
Exactly. But I think the real message that we can take from him getting blinked quickly, apart from the harass, which we see him doing now, sniping a medevac beautifully.
And that's so smart. He has the observer in place.
And he can get out safely. He knew what he came for. But I think, he saw double barracks starport. Obviously, we saw one failed drop, but it might be that Cass is thinking, I need to get another drop in, a successful one. And Blink would just be beautiful against that. Shutting down drops, play defensive with Blink. But I haven't seen this before. A really quick Blink, aggressive play, very nice sniping away that add-on, and then getting out with everything.
Yeah, that's actually really, really smart. And Cass must feel a lot of pressure right now. I mean, the Protoss player obviously is scouting his space frequently. Saw the medivac, went in and killed the medivac, didn't overcommit, just went back, went around the corner, and basically just jumped into the base, killed the add-on, and retreated again. So Cass just forced to stay in his base, forced to play very defensive right now.
Yeah.
And we have Storm being upgraded for MC while he's taking a third base already.
Very nice. I mean, he's taking little victories. Just going in, being content to snipe one add-on and then get out of there. I love it.
And there finally is the Raven able to pick off the first of the observers.
Smart choice to get a Raven, considering there's a lot of Stalkers on the field, but with High Templars already coming in, I fear for Cass, because basically MC is one step ahead. He can feed back the Ravens, he can feed back the point defense rounds, he can use Storm on the large Bioforce. And there's no real threat emanating from the Cass base.
We have a Ghost Academy up, by the way, so he can use Ghost and EMP, and another drop is on its way. Let's have a look at the base of the Protoss player. The third base, the factory is about to die. The Blink Stalkers are making sure of that, and there's the drop of Cass, and he's taking the Raven with him, so he is pretty sure that there is no detection of the Protoss player, and right now just waiting a little bit, trying to give the Protoss player a little bit of time just to retreat with those Stalkers and have a safe drop. So this might actually hurt MC quite a lot if he is able to go through that. I don't think so.
Yep, he saw him. The assimilator actually had vision, so he is moving back some of his units, but it doesn't seem like he's moving anything back to his main. If he could snipe that High Templar Archives, that'd be pretty big. And MC's army is out of position here. He does have a lot of Zealots, High Templar at his natural, which he can move in right away. But I feel like he could snipe this High Templar Archives and then get out. But he's got to be careful of Medivac feedbacks, because they both have enough energy.
And there's the Storm. Very nice by MC. You just predicted it. The feedback on the Medivacs, and here is Cass and is annihilated by the Protoss player. So MC clearing everything up at the same time. Cass trying to attack at the front of his opponent's base, but the Stalkers are already in place. 130 supply for the Protoss player, 110 for the Terran, and now blinked by MC. A nice Storm. Very well played, blocking off the army of Cass. Very, very well done by MC.
Yeah, and now we can see MC with double army value. Worker-wise, Cass is doing pretty well. Food-wise, not too far behind, but the army value is screaming for a counter-attack from MC.
And we have an attempt to get a third base for the Terran player as well. He's trying to get his third base up and running. MC in the meantime is just getting the +2 attack upgrade for his army, already on a +1, and now just blinking in with those Stalkers. The upgrade for the Orbital Command is not ready. Should perhaps have thought about just trying to get a planetary fortress right there. And here are the force fields by the Protoss player, and Cass looks a little bit desperate, tries to get an EMP off, but not hitting a lot of units. He hits the sentry though, and is losing units left and right, and from behind there are additional Stalkers just blinking in, and now Cass is being sandwiched by the Protoss army, and his army supply is actually dwindling down to 25, so
and
he's
if that
way
was a
behind.
planetary fortress, he could probably maybe hold it a little bit better, but he made it into an orbital command. I find it quite painful. But
there's the GG, and MC takes the second game as well.
Wow.
And right now we see the third map. It's going to be Xel'Naga Caverns. We have MC versus Cass. Once again, the Protoss player is already up ahead with 2-0, and Cass feeling the pressure right now. He's on the bottom left, and we have the Protoss player at the top right, and we have an early probe, and Cass might be in a lot of trouble if he's not scouting that the Protoss player is obviously going for some cheese.
Yep, this is probably one more of those MC calculated cheese. We saw him do this against Whitebra in the last game of the DreamHack Invitational in the finals.
I actually love that, by the way. I like cheese in a best of 5 or a best of 7. I think you should know how to cheese a player, because you always have to be able to play different strategies just to show your opponent. If you're facing me, you can't just predict my play style. You have to scout, you have to check all the time, and you have to be aware that I can do whatever I want.
Exactly. I mean, you lose some mineral mining time by checking with a probe around your base, and that's exactly the kind of thing you want your opponent to do forever in the future, just by cheesing them once. Like, make sure that you always scout your base, because I cheesed you once in the past. And that's going to make your opponent's macro games, your standard macro games against that opponent in the future, he's going to be about 0.2% worse off.
And there's the scout.
There we go, he did
Cass.
scout. He cancelled his gas. He's going to make a very quick bunker in his main base, probably one more supply depot to block off. This is very good that he scouted it.
Here we go, supply depot in the back in order
he needs to put up an instant bunker in his...
Here we go.
Oh, I don't think that's a good positioning. I think he should have made it in between his minerals, because this is not going to protect the right side SCV.
And this is going to be a really crucial time. We have Cass using some micro, but losing the first SCV. The Zealot getting the second kill in, and the Marine just trying to attack the melee unit of his opponent. Has to run away right now. Cass is trying to surround the Zealot, killing off the Zealot, and that's the second Zealot already, but we have the second Marine in place as well, and the bunker, here goes. So Cass, will he be able to defend against this? He looks really, really strong against that push, but it is not really an all-in for MC, is it?
Yeah, it's not really an all-in. He's making Zealots. He's trying to escape them home, or perhaps do some more damage around here. He can't do too much anymore with the bunker there, but for example, he could still be harassing the gas, kind of. I think what's important now for Cass is to do a really good follow-up. Stopping this rush, he kind of did that. He's safe now, but how is he going to follow up? Does he know how to follow this up?
He's actually building a second barracks right now, and it's retreating with those Marines. Some nice micro by Cass, but well played.
Nice micro.
This was pretty close.
So he chose for the second barracks and keep making Marines. One thing I like to see as well is to go with Reaper, because they really destroy the Zealots. But, however, this is a one gateway in the base rush. You don't want to overcompensate, because MC has kept making probes. He went for gas, so he is transitioning out of this.
And this is brutal. He's losing a lot of Marines right now. What is Cass doing? I mean, he didn't pay attention at all to his Marines, did he?
That was very bad. He's behind in workers now, and he just lost how many Marines? 5?
Yeah, I think so.
And the last one.
5 workers killed already. I mean, this was totally unnecessary.
That Stalker has 5 kills.
he already had the situation under control. Then MC had this single stalker out, and right now he's in the superior position again. What do you think just happened there?
I don't know. I can only explain it by nerves. Cass is better than this, but I mean, he has better micro and decisions than this. I mean, he started this morning at 9 a.m. I'm not taking anything away from MC, but there must be something going on.
Yeah, right now we have MC just retreating a little bit with those two stalkers, and that was a lot more damage he was able to deal to Cass than necessary. Cass with a really huge blunder, and now trying to defend against those three stalkers. He already basically, well, there's no bunker anymore. So he's just trying to chase down that stalker with SCVs and trying to melt it. Actually, 2 hit points for that stalker. Another bunker being placed, the first one salvaged. And now we will have, he has a concussive shell upgrade already. We'll have the first Marauder with. Yeah, I don't think that he's going to win the first Marauder with concussive shell, but it's not enough. MC taking the third game as well.
MC really knows how to punish you, man.
Yeah, we have the
Go
fourth
ahead and
map.
take one map.
MC started at the bottom right. We have Cass at the top left. Cross position on the MLG on the MLG Shakur's Plateau version. Yeah, and MC is already ahead 3-0 in this best of 7. He makes it look really, really easy against Cass, and I think nerves definitely play a role in this matchup. Cass admitted on being nervous. No excuses there, but still, Cass apparently, well, that's not the Cass we used to see, especially not in this tournament. And right now we have both players just going for the supply depots for the obvious pylon as well. And so far in the Protoss vs Terran on this map, we've seen a lot of fast expansions, trying to secure your position at that small choke without the rocks in the back. That's actually quite a nice way to go. But do you think that we will see that style once again? Because sometimes some of the players even tried to one-base their opponent here, were successful with it. So,
well, I think my predictions are going to be probably really terrible. I don't know what to expect. You're right. This map is pretty popular for fast expansion, and it's definitely something we could see, but MC is in pretty comfortable